ago, and that is that even Adam Smith believed in progressive taxation. It's in Book 5 of the Wealth of Nations, and I hope everybody can find it and disseminate it. And he also believed in a social minimum. In other words, that there is a certain class of people that should not have to pay taxes. And I think that's something that when people, are talking about taxes in this country, there are a lot of mistakes that they make in terms of conceptualizing things, but that's not the point. The point is that we live together as a society. We have to have a public conversation about taxes, about production and distribution, and I think that should be a public conversation in which we all get involved. So that's all I wanted to say, and I'm real happy to see everybody. I don't know a soul here, but...
Heard about Bank Transfer Day on November the 5th. We're asking nationally.
One second.
National Bank Transfer Day on November the 5th. We're asking for people to divest in the banks we can't trust to build a world we believe in, and put your money in a credit union or a small local bank. So there's Steel Valley Credit Union, and there's the firefighters every year. So there's a bunch of them. Check them out.
Problem. We need to make a solution. You want to use it as an example? We all need to be blind like you, not to judge people with our eyes, but listen to what they have to say, listen to their emotions. It's the only way we're going to get we the people to change the people.
One love!
One unity, one entity. And the whole economic stand for it, yeah, money it's just an object. We need to talk about love, the social structure. And that is what we're going to roll into. Next guest speaker.
And I live in Lorraine. I've been watching everything going on down here on the social media. And basically, I just want to say, they asked me to say a couple of words, so I'm going to do that. I wrote some cards up so that I can go track the time. I'm wearing this hat to show that I'm a veteran. Actually, that's something I did for about 40 years. I had this hat, and I just decided to bring it down here today. When I was demonstrating against the war in 1970s, they called us a bunch of dirty hippies and communists. Well, that wasn't true. We were all patriots, just fighting for what we believed in. So I wanted them to let them know that it's not true now. You guys aren't a bunch of hippies, and you're not a bunch of communists. We're a bunch of American citizens, we're patriots, and we've been hurt over the last 20, 30 years to make some changes. Generations of women this country up, made us, put us into this deadlock situation with the government that we're in right now.
Government, not you.
Yeah.
You have nothing to do.
Right. Well, I'm, part of the government. I'm with the people. I'm here to tell them to, support your young people. You guys are here for a cause. You're not dirty hippies like they said we were. But, eventually this movement, I kind of look at three different ways that this movement will probably evolve into. And I think that's the way we should work. And that one is, to end corporate purchasing of politicians and elections. We should also end the system of having lobbyists write all the legislation in the House and Senate. Let's get rid of all lobbyists. No more corporate lobbyists. When I was a young man, we used to worry about Big Brother coming. In the 70s, the book in 1984 came out, George Orwell's book, and we were always worried that it was going to be the government, was going to be the people that were going to come and get us. But you know what? It turned out it's not the government, it's the people that own the government. It's the corporate America that is the problem. Those are the people that we have to... Also on the subject of greed, a couple of people mentioned greed, and I had to say, I'm greedy. I think most people want more for ourselves, but what it's our job to do is, we can't stop greed, but what we can do is we can regulate it. We used to regulate it until people like Ronald Reagan came in and busted out the PATCO, the flight people, and busted that union. Up until that time, things were different. And the other thing we need to do is we need to regulate Wall Street and the banking system. You know, the banking system has always been regulated, and you know, when I was, you know, most of your people's age out here, you young people, banking was, you know, to take your money, pay a little bit of interest, take that money and lend it out into the community. But what happened is over the years, under that Reagan deregulation and over the years since, the government just got really crazy and let them, you know, have their, you know, no more regulation in a lot of aspects of the government. And then that's what we need to do. I think we have to re-regulate them. You know, our system, the founding fathers made a nice system here. The trouble is, we the people got apathetic and we haven't been taking care of our business. We need to take care of business and, you know, and do something with this country. And I'm glad to see you young people coming out and doing that now. But the most important reason I'm here personally is I feel that we need to stop our imperialistic nature and attitudes around the world. Take all the troops and bring them all home right now. Thank you.
Yeah, give America.
All right, thanks, Mike. We're going to open the floor. Does anybody want to say anything about social justice, voters' rights, anything like that? You have the freedom of the mic right now. Bueller? Bueller? The veterans coming up.
All right.
Kent State, class of 70.
Right here, baby.
Power to the people. Power to the people. We used to say, power to the people, right on. Register and vote. That's where it's at.
All right.
Register and vote. I don't care who you vote for, but register and vote.
Right on. Make your voice heard.
That's right. We are the people.
Voice to vote.
We're the ones with the power. We can do it if we want to. You think the Democrats are doing a good job out there? Shit. Excuse my French. They're a bunch of bums bought out by the corporations and by the lobbyists.
How about the Republicans?
And the Republicans are worse.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's up to you, though. You got to make the decision. You got to register. You got to vote. You got to do what's right for you. And for the American people. You are the American people. Don't forget the lessons that we at Kent State paid dearly for. Don't forget. We haven't forgotten. Believe me. Yeah. Too sad. And 50,000 in Vietnam for nothing. And now Iraq. Iraq, because George's daddy was threatened by Saddam Hussein. He threatened my daddy. So we have to lose thousands of young men and women.
Spend all that money.
And all that
Steal
money.
our money out from underneath us
Well,
during wartime. Pilfer the cash boxes.
power to the people. And you are the
God
people.
bless you.
All right, thank you for that. Next we have Darian, who actually prepared a speech on social justices and things like that. So, just give him the mic so he can take it away.
Mothers, daughters, fathers, sons, I see before me today a strong and united group of individuals who have decided to stand together to not only note that there is something rotting away at the core of American values, but to actually do something about it. We have before us an opportunity to engage in the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In a tradition upheld by the United States Constitution itself, we as a people have decided to assemble and speak freely on the many unsettling issues that have plagued this country for years. We are petitioning for change, and while that is a beautiful thing, I believe that clarification on some of the issues that have plagued the country are in need of some discussion. Thus, Using reason and research, I'd like to comment on some of the issues that I have personally observed and studied. The first issue I'd like to speak on is economic inequality. There exists among Americans an aristocratic, I'm not saying that right, elite, known commonly as the 1%. These 1%ers take advantages they've earned in some cases by blatantly paying political groups a favor. These 1%ers are the corporate corrupt. And to bring this to a perhaps more personal level is to say a lot of them control jobs. Poverty in Cleveland is currently the third highest in America. Over 400 children live below the poverty line. How does this relate to jobs, you ask? Well, unemployment is at a historical high right now. This is the second, worst that unemployment has been since the Great Depression. Okay. So, why are so many jobs central to Cleveland outsourced? Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna finish talking. I wrote that speech. I can't do it. I work better when I'm coming at stuff off the top of my head. Look, some of the issues that I wanted to cover, though, are really important, I think. Jobs, the money trail. There's a huge money trail out here. If you take a look around you right now, I mean, seriously, look that way, please, if you can. Look that way. You see what that is? That is a blight on the skyline. That is something that, is taking over the city. If you look that way, can I direct your attention that way? That's a blight on the skyline. That's a blight on the skyline. We need to take back our skies. We need to take back our city. We need to take back the democratic process. We need to have a rebirth in this country. That's what I believe. Another, thing I think is going on around here is maybe there's a little bit of underrepresentation in some ethnic groups. Black people, Latino people, Asian people, where are you? We need political discourse. We need everyone involved. If everyone isn't going to be involved with this, this isn't going to work. But if we, as a people, individually say, I can do this, then we, as a people, will succeed. We can do this. So every time somebody says, why do you support that bunch of hippies over at Public Square, you can say this. We are people who recognize that we need change. We are people who might not understand, how to make that change happen.